Massena coming off an excellent game up in Plattsburgh. You and I covered last Saturday, Jerry, and they just had a super game, rebounded back. I know it made the coaching staff extremely pleased, rebounding after the tough loss against Potsdam. And if you took the word out and put it in front of skated, forechecked, back-checked, hustled, and disciplined, it would fit exactly to a T the way that the Raiders outclassed the Plattsburgh Hornets on Saturday. I know Coach Tim Long and Stan Moore were both pleased with the performance of their club on Saturday.
Well, I talked to Stanley right after the game, immediately following the game, and he was a little bit surprised at Plattsburgh showing. He didn't feel that they played as well as he expected they would play, but I think everybody was talking about that.
Yeah, I thought that Plattsburgh was going to, and it's not to say that down the road they're not going to get better. They just didn't have their skating legs that day. They were half a step behind the Raiders on all occasions. Probably the only department that they had a push with Massena would be in the checking department. They had some big defensemen, and they threw out some pretty tough body checks. But every other department, Massena really played well, and they got some good balance from all three of their lines. Of course, the big unit, their first unit, Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, Chris Cameron line came up with 3 goals. Jake had the hat trick, and they got two goals from the Bobby Whitcup unit, which is the coaching staff likes to see that, like that balance. And that second unit, Joey Poche, Scotty McCracken, and Tommy Moore, didn't get on the scoreboard, but they probably were the most consistent and possibly the best unit out there for the Raiders on Saturday.
Well, they certainly dominated the ice surface whenever they were out there and had all kinds of great opportunities, but just couldn't, I guess, find the hole or find the distance, and weren't able to put one in. But I'll tell you what, when that second line was out there, Plattsburgh really had no scoring chances at all.
And little things mean a lot. Again, we and coaches see these little things. And for example, Scotty McCracken, we talked about it, his discipline when he took a cheap shot and the official missed it. Well, we'll pick this up after.
Evansburg broadcaster before the game, it's interesting. These games are scheduled so early. The 2 traditional rivalry games, Potsdam and OFA, so early in the season. Normally they're a little later on, like maybe January for the first meeting between the two, and then the end of February for the second meeting near the end of the season. But this year it's not that way, and I think if this meeting was going on in January after the Christmas season was over, we might have a few more people here. But the schedule is the schedule. You play with it.
Jerry, change in the lineup, in the starting lineup for the Raiders tonight. The young goaltender, junior Dougie Cullen, number 21, is starting doing the pipes for the Raiders tonight. Javier Goretti had played the first 3 games, but tonight Coach Stan Moore is elected to go with Dougie, and you and I took a guess on that one, and I think we hit the nail right on the head. We thought Dougie might start tonight, and the Raiders are not taking a step backward when he's in there, because he's an excellent goaltender.
Billy Sawyer will be between the pipes for OFA. It'll be Brian Bushy out there. That'll be Craig LaJoie's line centering against the Morris line, and we're underway. As the puck comes to Bigelow, Morris across the blue line, falls down. His pass intercepted by Jason Ramey, who is an excellent running back for the football team, and he flips it into the Massena zone. Back there is Aaron Barkley trying to hit his winger, knocked down in front by LaJoie. The puck squirts free. Barkley and LaJoie jam for it behind the Massena net, and Jake Morris steps into the fray and picks up the loose puck. Headman pass to Bigelow on the right wing. Jeffrey trying to feed it through, and Cameron couldn't catch it. It goes in the corner. Cameron to Bigelow, side of the net, right in front. They shoot. The rebound bouncing around in the slot. Cameron picks it up. His shot just wide of the net. So Massena with a good opportunity here early. Here's Bigelow centering it, deflected by Cameron, just wide. Now the puck in behind the net. It comes to Bigelow. Massena pressing here in behind. Cameron pops it back to Bigelow in the corner, left side of the goalie, trying to go back to Cameron. Cameron skates by a check, takes it in the slot, drop pass for Bigelow in behind the net, centering pass right in front. Cameron can't get a piece of it. It goes on the goalie, and Sawyer kicks it out, and OFA will ice the puck. So right off the bat, Massena with all kinds of opportunities, but they couldn't find the distance.
Tremendous pressure by that Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, and Chris Cameron. And Chris Cameron, a young junior, really complements that line. He's big, and he has that knack around that net. He's tough. He's tough to move out of there, and he just seems to smell that puck around the net. He's really complements that line, and they exceptional shift out there by that first unit of the Raiders.
Fauché line coming out now. Off the face-off, the puck bouncing around, controlled right across the goal mouth. It comes back to Post, though. Post flips it in the corner for Tommy Moore. Here's Moore centering and knocked down on the defense, and it's back out to center ice, and down the ice it goes as the Blue Devils move it into the zone and flip it in behind the net. Bushy going after it there. He's a converted defenseman. He gets tied up behind the net by Tommy Post. Bushy comes up with it, though. Trying to center it right in front. They jam at it. Bushy can't find the handle. It bounces around back to Bushy. Bushy goes back to the point. It's intercepted, and here comes Massena. Fauché gets taken out of the play, but slides the puck into OFA zone. Back for it there is Mallet, the defenseman. Trying to flip it ahead, kept in by Post at the point. He flips it in the corner, in behind the net. It bounces right inside of the crease, and goaltender Billy Sawyer is going to cover up. So we played 3 minutes even here in the first period. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 0-0.
You mentioned number 23, Brian Bushy. He is a converted defenseman. He's a big one, 6'1" and around 200 pounds, and they've got him up on the left wing this year, and he's a load to handle when he comes busting down that left side, Jerry.
I guess he's played very well up front for this OFA team. The Whitcup line out there now against the Skelly line. Skelly trying to tie it up. It comes poked free to Whitcup. Whitcup goes to Kellison. Kellison controlling the puck now in the corner. Circles back to the point. And it's into the corner again off the stick of Barkley. Whipped around the boards, and it slides along the blue line and finally trickles out to center ice. Flipped down the ice by OFA. Icing is waved off. Stopped by Cullen. Now flipping it is Labarge. Goes to the side of the net. Here's a quick shot right on the rebound. Another kick save, and Cullen with a couple of big saves after a giveaway in the Massena end. Now the puck picked up by Labarge. Labarge in behind the net. Starts out left side. Now tries the right side. Looking for somebody to pass it to. Goes up on the right wing all the way down the ice. And they wave the icing off as the puck slides back. And Todd Hansen back for the Blue Devils. Flips it around the boards. Jake Morris on the ice trying to flip it ahead. He gets tied up along the boards by Terry Axtell. And the puck pokes free. And it's picked up there and dumped out to center ice by Mike Myers, the defenseman for OFA. Here's Tommy Post circling back into his own end. Long left wing pass. Goes to Bigelow. Or right wing, I should say. Bigelow is bodied, and we're going to have a penalty. And Jeff is down on the ice as he got railed. And we're going to have a charging call on the Blue Devils. Jeffrey getting up just a little bit slowly there.
He's in some discomfort. I can't tell if it's the wind or possibly a groin pull. I think it might just be the wind. Number 11, Derek Bateman, wound up from about the top of the circle and just charged Jeff Bigelow and took him right into the right in the visiting penalty box, right into the gate. And Coach Tim Long is out there tending to him. And I can't tell. I know he's in quite a bit of discomfort, but hopefully it's nothing more than
knock the wind out.
This is a fast-paced game, Jerry. We were just shy of 5 minutes, and both teams up and down the ice, moving the puck and throwing some solid checks out there. Again, we're looking down. Jeff he's ready to get up. He told Coach Tim Long he's ready. So the Raiders are going to go on the power play. Bateman, Derek Bateman is going to go minute and a half for probably charging. I
think that's what the call was, charging.
The officials on tonight's ball game, the Potsdam connection, Mel Tamalti and Tommy Caruso, two veteran officials.
Now Bigelow gets up, and as you can hear, the crowd gives him a big cheer. And it looks like he probably just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, they're checking also the door here. It's very dangerous when something like that happens. I'm not sure if the door did come open when Jeff was knocked into the boards right there, but the official is checking it, and the latch does seem secure.
So Massena will go on the power play, and I don't think we're going to see Bigelow out on this shift.
Addition to the lineup tonight, a welcome addition for the Raiders. I don't know if he'll get much ice time. Their fine young defenseman, Brian Levac, this is the first game he's been dressed. Possibly just in a pinch, Coach Stan Moore might play him, but Jason Jackson is still scratched from the lineup, and John Paul Beauvier is the odd man out on the numbers game. But there's going to be a change in that, Jerry. I believe that rulings will soon come down that they're going to allow a team to dress as many players as they want, which is good. The only drawback will be if how many facilities, benches throughout the league can handle 23 hockey players.
That's for sure. So they're going to apparently affect some kind of a repair on that door. I think what the problem is, Dave, is the fact that the door, when it's closed, just pokes in a little bit, so there's a bit of a crack along the boards there, and that's what Jeff Bigelow was checked into. So they're going to affect some sort of a repair, apparently. Tommy Post is off the ice right now talking with Recreation Commission Director Paul Patterson, and Paul, as usual, getting ready to delegate somebody to come over and fix it. 10:46 remaining in the first period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance. Nice to see that Jeff Bigelow is back on the ice, though. That means he's okay. Here comes Morris breaking out of his own end. Massena on the power play. Jake kind of lost the puck, has to go back to Labarge. Labarge and Post are the 2-point men. And Bigelow gets the pass, takes it in the zone, stays with it. Bigelow goes after it in the corner. Here's Jeffrey circling, looking to set it up. Bigelow in the corner at the 45. Goes to Morris in behind the net. Has it poked away. Nice play there by defenseman Todd Hansen, but Massena controls. Here's Bigelow. Back to the point. Tommy Post. Post winds. His shot deflected wide. Puck goes back to Labarge at the point. He dumps it in the corner for Chris Cameron. Cameron to Bigelow behind the net. Bigelow looking back to the point to Jason Labarge. Labarge, left point, hits Jake Morris in the slot, goes back to Post. Post dumps to the 45. Morris is there, 35 seconds in the power play. Goes to Labarge at the point. His drive, and it's save made by goaltender Billy Sawyer up off the ice surface, and the faceoff will come inside OFA territory. Good job of penalty killing by the Devils as they are keeping Massena moving around the peripheral.
Good job, but Massena does look sharp. They're moving that puck crisply, and those that are looking. The forwards are looking for the defensemen. They're looking for that diagonal pass, and they're also creating some confusion in front. They're crossing in front of young Billy Sawyer and giving him some second looks in there.
Face-off goes to Labarge at the point. Labarge trying to center it. Goes over to Morris. Morris, the 45, the give and go. Bigelow back to Morris. Shot scored! Jake Morris on the perfectly executed give and go, and Massena gets a power play goal to go up 1-0.
Jerry, that's the way you draw it up on the chalkboard, and that's the way you walk through it in practice. Perfect. They just isolated the defenseman on the strong side, Jake Morris and Jeff Bigelow. Jake gave it to Jeff in the corner and busted in the slot, the seam between the two defensemen. Jeff gave it right back to him and looked up, and Jake was one-on-one with Billy Sawyer, and Billy drifted off the post, and Jake put it on the short side.
So it's 1-0. Massena on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Off the face-off, back in the Massena zone. The Raiders start to move it out. Here's Manning. His pass goes off a leg, and Post has to follow. Head man to McCracken. McCracken loses it, goes back in his own end. Brian Bushy's line out for OFA. Bushy out there with McRoberts and Lehue. And Bushy has the puck. He's a big one, and he can play this game. Here's Bushy breaking in on the right side. He breaks through, trying to split the D. Finally taken out of the play. It comes to Tommy Post, who drops it over to Todd Manning, and Manning starts out left side. Looks for his winger, Tommy Moore. Moore breaks it ahead for McCracken, trying to split through. The puck gets through. He doesn't, and it's sticked into the corner by Billy Sawyer, the goaltender. Now Manning throws a check. It comes to Tommy Moore. His quick wrist shot. Oh, deflected just wide by McCracken. McCracken in the corner, digging it out. Looking, centering pass, knocked down by the defenseman there. Or that's the winger, McRoberts. Back to the point, and Post can't keep it in. It jumped over his stick, and he has to go back into his own end to pick it up as OFA will make a line change here. Here comes Tommy Post, lugging the puck. He's going to break through. He still keeps going with it. He's upended, goes after it in the corner. Post trying to go back to the point, has to stay with it. Has it taken away from him by Tim Skelly, but he doesn't get it out. Now the puck bounces out to center ice. Jason Labarge is there, looking for it at his own blue line. Drops it over. Aaron Barkley's pass is deflected right in front. And here's a chance. They score! OFA scores their first goal on a broken play. I do believe that Tim Skelly will get the goal as Dougie Cullen had the puck. He tried to clear it, and it went right on Skelly's stick. It was falling down, and OFA picks up their first goal.
Two mistakes in that one, Jerry. That's going to happen in high school hockey. The original mistake was the young Aaron Barkley, who had to clear the zone, and he bounced it off the OFA forechecker. They only had one man bouncing off his pad. It went back to Dougie, and Dougie was going to shoot the puck out of the zone, and he also hit the forechecker, and it slid to his right, and the forechecker, I didn't get the number.
I think it was Tim Skelly.
Number 18, yeah, Timmy Skelly, the center in the third unit, picked up and fired it in the empty net. A big goal for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, you know, you got to wonder, when there's one guy in the zone, what are the chances of both Massena players hitting him? But they both did. The puck comes to Barkley at the Massena blue line. He just flips it ahead to OFA territory. Skelly back after it, out to center ice. It goes to Terry Axtell. He's taken out of the play. Jason Labarge picking up the loose puck. He throws it away right in front. OFA scores! Again, a giveaway right in front of the net. And this time it's going to be Chris Spicer with a goal.
Again, as you said, another giveaway in front of the net, and the Blue Devils taking advantage of it. Clearing pass that went awry, and Chris Spicer picked up the loose puck and just tucked it upstairs. That's left wing on that third unit, Chris Spicer, and it's really got this OFA crowd and the OFA team really pumped up in the space of about less than a minute. Yes. The Blue Devils have come back with two quick goals. And Dougie Cullen, who made two outstanding saves early on. Dougie's got his head down a little bit, but his teammates are saying, come on, buddy, we'll get that back. Keep that head up there. Keep us in this ball game.
It wasn't Dougie's fault either.
No,
well,
that wasn't.
You know, it's one of those situations, a giveaway, and the puck goes in behind the OFA net. Around the boards and out to center ice. Here comes Jason Ramey. Ramey building up a head of steam on the off wing. Manning takes it away, flips it in behind the net. Now Post throws the check, trying to come up with it. He and Ramey go together. They both go down, but the puck squirts free to Jake Morris. Here comes Morris out to center ice. Long headman pass for Bigelow. Just gets by him, but he looks to stay with it. Now Morris in the corner. And we're going to have a penalty on Bigelow for hooking. And that was a bit of a dive by the OFA player, but he caught the attention of the referee, and Bigelow will go in for hooking.
Referee Mel Tamalti is whistling Jake a minute and a half, Jeff a minute and a half for hooking, and this Potsdam OFA crowd, I'm excited also. Really on their feet, and the OFA team really pumped up. The Raiders have got a good, solid defense for the next few minutes. Just settle down, don't panic, take this crowd out of it. Good, solid. Let's see how well they kill this penalty off. Who we got out here?
On the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 2-1 OFA, and we've got McCracken out there, along with Jason Labarge and Joey Fauché, and the other defenseman is Aaron Barkley. Fauché steals it, flips it in the OFA end. Now, McCracken steps in front of a pass, but he can't control it. It comes into the Massena zone off the stick of Blue Devil Craig Lehue in behind the net. And it's dumped out to center ice and down the ice by Jason Labarge. About a minute left in the power play. Jason Ramey, after Ramey and Bushy are back to play the points. LaJoy up front along with Lehue and McRoberts. And Massena keeping the pressure on in the OFA end as the puck stays in there. Joey Fauché throws a check and throws the puck into the corner. LaJoy picks it up. Flips it in behind the net for Bushy. Bushy loses. Here's Joey Fauché just ragging the puck. He flips it down in the Massena end, and Jason Labarge goes after it. In behind the net now, just looking for the hole. Labarge bangs it off the boards and out to center ice. Ramey is there. Here comes Ramey now with 30 seconds left in the power play, trying to go to Bushy. He just flips it in the Massena zone. The puck bounces free to the blue line and out to center ice off Joey Fauché's stick. Jason Ramey dumps it in the Massena zone. OFA has to clear. And Massena picking it up and lifting it down the ice. It's going to go to Fauché. He might have a breakaway if he can catch it. And it's poked just wide by Bushy into the corner. And the net's off its moorings as Fauché gets checked into the net. And good job penalty killing by the Red Raiders.
Excellent job by Joey Fauché and Scotty McCracken keeping the Blue Devils off balance. Those two goals for OFA coming 27 seconds apart, Jerry. 6:52, Timmy Skelly unassisted, and then Chris Spire back 27 seconds later to 7:19, also unassisted on two giveaways. The Blue Devils capitalizing on those two mistakes. But this crowd is really into it.
Jake Morris's line out there, anticipating the return. Here's a shot from the point by Tommy Post, whistles wide. After it is Cameron, he can't control, and it's picked up there and out to center ice, Timmy Skelly. Skelly flips it in the Massena zone, goes off a leg. Side of the net, here's a quick shot. Cullen makes a nice save. Here comes Jake picking up the loose puck. Morris, headman to Bigelow. Bigelow breaks by the defense. Here's Bigelow, the shot, hits the goal post. And in the corner it comes. After it there is Morris. Flips to Bigelow again. Jeffrey trying to center it. Goes in behind the net off the defenseman, who is Mike Myers. Here's Bigelow again. Looking to center it. Bounces off a leg and comes in the corner for Terry Axtell. Back to the point and down the ice it goes. Icing is waved off. It won't go far enough anyway as Tommy Post comes back to pick it up. Bob Post, State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 2-1 OFA. The puck goes off the stick of Bigelow down the ice, and that'll be an icing call against Massena with 4:56 remaining in the first period. Again, the Post scoreboard says 2-1 OFA.
I'll tell you that Morris, Bigelow, and Cameron line looks awesome out there. The Blue Devils are going to have their hands full containing them, keeping them off that scoreboard for the rest of the night. Great scoring opportunity. Jake Morris hit Jeff Bigelow on the fly at center ice, and Jeff went in on that left side and had Billy Sawyer beaten and hit the goal post on the short side.
LaJoie's line now out against the Whitcup line. Face off Massena zone. Off the draw comes back to Bateman at the point. He flips it in the corner. Around the boards, Eddie Davis racing for it. He gets tied up, stays with it, but it's back to the point. Knocked down in front, and it comes to Kellison, who leaves it for Jason LaBarge. Here's LaBarge trying to flip it ahead. Kellison throws a check, but LaJoie picks up the loose puck. LaJoie with it now, gets by one check. Here's LaJoie, shot from center ice. Cullen makes the save, trying to poke it back to the blue line, and it bounces out to center ice. And we have a whistle, and we're going to have an OFA penalty for roughing, and Massena will go back on the power play. And their goal in this game came on the power play. It'll be a roughing call, and it's going to go against Craig LaJoie, I believe.
Well, the Blue Devils got away with one a little while ago, and that last, when they were on the power play, Joey Fauché was punched in the side of the head by Scott McRoberts, and I think everyone in the rink saw it except the two officials. But they didn't miss that one, and the Raiders are going to go on a power play for a minute and a half. We're at the 4:27 mark of the first period with OFA ahead 2-1.
Off the face-off, we've got the Morris line out there. Morris, along with Bigelow and Cameron. And on defense, Tommy Post and Jason LaBarge. Here comes Post now, stepping by one. Flips it ahead for Bigelow. Bigelow leaves it for Post. Post takes it, high slot, quick wrist shot. The save, just wide into net. And I don't know who got that. I think it was Cameron coming in as he poked it by, but Massena ties it up on the power play.
We'll see who they give it to. Tommy Post carried the puck across the blue line on the right-hand side, cut into the middle, and let his forwards drift in front, and Chris Cameron cruising in front. Tommy didn't get off a hard shot, but it was almost like a knuckleball. And it was up high around the shoulders, and Billy Sawyer had trouble with it, and it dropped behind him. And I'm not sure if the momentum carried it behind or Chris Cameron poked it in. Either one. Well, here comes the call.
Nope, Post got it.
All right, it was in there before Chris nudged it a little further into the corner. Big goal, right back, power play goal at the 10:40 mark. Tommy Post.
Off the face-off, puck in the zone. After it is Fauché, he gets tied up in the corner, and it bounces ahead to Brian Bushy, and Bushy starts it back for OFA, looking for his winger, Scotty McWilliams, across the blue line, back to Bushy. Bushy gets tied up, flips it to the blue line, and it's dumped into the corner. Bushy and LaBarge spar. He centers it right in front, and nobody can get the shot off, and the puck bounces away back to the blue line and out to center ice. Now the puck picked up by McCracken, ahead to Tommy Moore. Moore trying to dipsy-doodle across the blue line, has it taken away, and back the other way comes Lehue. Lehue playing a wing on this line. I don't know what happened to Jason Ramey. Okay, now the Tommy Post with it, flipping it ahead to Tommy Moore. Moore just gets it out to center ice. McCracken can't come up with it. It bounces at the blue line, finally comes free, and Aaron Barkley picks it up, dumps it. That'll be an icing call on Massena, as Barkley had nowhere to go. He had a couple of players in front of him. He was pinched right against the boards, and he had to flip it from the Massena side of the red line.
It was the Massena side, but not by much. It's one of those hairline calls, but Mel Tamalti standing right there did call icing. I'll tell you, if you didn't take an opportunity to come down and see this ball game, if this first period is any indication, this is going to be a barn burner.
You know, you don't like to see a lot of goals. I prefer a 2-1 game myself, but already it's 2-2, and we're only in the first period. Off the face-off, puck bounces right in the slot, but Post is there, rather. Not Toast, Post. And he flips it out to center ice, dumped right back in by the Blue Devils, and stopped by Dougie Cullen in behind the net, leaves it for Post. Post's bounce pass. Freddie Kellison starts out now right side. Here's Kellison, steps by the defenseman, flips it ahead, hits Bobby Whitcup, the centerman. Whitcup takes it in on the right side, looking, gets upended. The puck comes to Post. It's flipped high in the air, almost made it up here, and it ends up in the penalty box, and we'll have another face-off with 2:41 remaining on the clock and on the scoreboard, the Bob Post scoreboard. It's tied at 2.
Well, not only the goals, Jerry, but there's a lot of fast skating in this. Both teams are really hustling. They're really checking and look crisp out there. I think this is going to be a really entertaining hockey game.
Whitcup against Skelly this time, and the puck goes in behind the net. And Bateman picks it up, flips it to the 45. It's out to center ice. Post is there for Massena, dumping it right back in. We got delay off sides. Is Massena clear? Whitcup finally gets out of the zone. They wait. and it's going to be offsides, as Massena never did clear the zone.
Bobby Whitcup was trying to touch up. He knew that he was inside, but he was waylaid along the way by two Augsburg players. They knocked him down twice before he could get back onside. Finally, Malty said, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to blow the whistle.
Looks like OFA coach Jimmy Howard is trying to match his second line against Massena's first line. Probably that line is his checking line. Okay, in the corner, Morris throws a check. Bigelow whacks at it. Puck goes to Ramey. Ramey and Morris at the 45. Labarge steps into the fray, flips it in behind the net. Racing for it is Bateman. Bateman and Bigelow, and the puck comes free, and the Blue Devils control it as they move it out to center ice. Comes to Jason Labarge at the Massena blue line. He flips it to Aaron Barkley. Barkley goes to Cameron on the wing. Chris, headman. Here comes Morris. Morris trying to go back to Cameron. It comes back to Ramey. Has it poke checked away, and offsides will be called as the puck came back in. Mr. Ramey, I think, started to go before he had the puck that time. He was looking breakaway and didn't really have control of it, and so the faceoff will come just outside OFA territory.
Had the opportunity to watch the Massena OFA football game this year, and boy, that Jason Ramey is a fine football player.
Excellent football player. Cameron pokes it into the corner, goes after it, looks for Bigelow. The shot goes across the goal mouth, off a leg. Ramey after it there. Morris checks him into the boards. Labarge pinches in, but can't keep it in. It comes to Barkley. We have a whistle, and a player is down on the ice, and that's going to be a Blue Devil player down. 1:37 remaining in period number one. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, we're tied at 2. And I'm not sure who that is.
No, from our vantage spot, it's to our right down here on the west end, right in the corner of the rink. The OFA trainer is out there, and Coach Jimmy Howard tending to him. I'm looking, do you see number 10, Jason Ramey?
He was in that fray.
Yeah, he was out on that line change, so I don't know. And I'm not sure what happened to him. The play had gone back up the other way.
It is Ramey.
Is it Ramey?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got our spotter down below who is also doing the PA, Mr. Rayom. And he can see down in the corner from where he is and says, yes, it's Jason Ramey.
Shy of 1:37 left to go in this first period, and it has been an entertaining period. The Raiders jumped out at the 5:24 mark on a power play.
He is get injured, and hopefully he'll be back before this game is over, and hopefully it's not serious.
And I didn't see what happened, so I can't comment on how he got injured.
Okay, we've got Bushy's line out now. Brian Bushy, Scott McRoberts, and Craig Lehue against the Morris line. Stays out from Massena. Morris, Bigelow, and Cameron. And
our indication, Jerry, excuse me for interrupting, but your spotter and mine down below, Danny Rayom, indicated it's a shoulder.
Shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. Off the face-off. Puck goes into the Massena zone. Barkley going after the rolling puck. Had a little trouble, but comes away with it. Bounce pass, stolen momentarily. Morris overskates, can't get it out. Big Bushy keeps it in. Here's Bushy, poke checked away by Barkley. Finally, Cameron picks up the loose puck. Long headman pass for Bigelow. Bigelow trying to break by the D. He's upended, and the puck comes in behind the net, where it's picked up there by Scotty McRoberts. McRoberts starts out for the Blue Devils. Here's McRoberts, long headman pass for Bushy. Bushy across the blue line. Poke checked away. McRoberts follows. Here's a drive, kick save. Big rebound comes away to Morris, and Jake starts up. Jake Morris, headman to Bigelow. He's going to break in all by himself. Jeff Bigelow, fake shoot. Nice save by Billy Sawyer. Puck in the corner now. Here's Labarge. He's upended. The puck comes free, and it's cleared out to center ice by Todd Hansen. He flips it down the ice. They're going to call that an icing, and the faceoff will move back in OFA territory. Big save for Bill Sawyer on the Jeff Bigelow breakaway with less than a minute to play in the period. On the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 2-2.
Big save at both ends. It started down at the Massena end, and Dougie Cullen made a great toe save, and the play up the other way, and the Raiders have hit this pass about 6 times in a row. Busted, hitting that wide wing, coming on the fly, coming into their own end. Jeff Bigelow took it on the fly, beat the defenseman, and walked in, and Billy Sawyer was up to the task.
Off the faceoff, puck sits in front. McCracken, quick wrist shot, and I think he hit the post. Puck comes in the corner. May have been a save. I don't know. It was a save, okay. And in behind it goes as Massena trying to exert themselves here. Back to the point. Post flips in the corner. McCracken. Oh, McCracken has to go off his leg right in front, but LaJoy is there. He loses it. It comes right back to him. Craig LaJoy leading a 2-on-3 attack. Flips it ahead for Spicer. His weak shot, and the save made by Cullen. Puck in the corner now. OFA trying to tie it up. Here comes Spicer again. Has it poke checked away on a sliding block. Now the puck bounces side of the net, but Post is there to start it out. 3-on-3. Headman of McCracken. Scotty. Oh, he got railed, but he gets it ahead to Post. Tommy Post in the corner. Comes in right in front. The shot. Glove save. And we have a whistle as the period ends. And it's going to be a 2-2 game after one period of play. So, well, David, we're no closer to deciding anything than we were at the beginning of the game.
But I'll tell you, I'm disappointed that this period has come to an end. I know in less than 15 minutes they'll start up again, but this was a really enjoyable, entertaining period of fast hockey, up and down. Both teams, fever pitch, their adrenaline just pumping. Both of them love to play each other, and you can see it out there. Skating and passing and hitting, all kinds of excitement. Great first period, Jerry.
It sure was. 2-2. We're tied here after one. Our
Saturday showed some great leadership. Haven't got on the scoreboard yet, but they lead by example out there.
Off the faceoff, LaJoie's line out there, and I don't see Ramey. And they throw it in the Massena zone, and the save made by Cullen. Puck flipped around the boards. Here comes Cameron. Long, rink-wide pass. Bigelow has to come back for it. His pass goes off a leg. Controlled by Labarge. Flips to Barkley. Barkley trying to move it out, gets it to center ice. In fact, it slides on end all the way down the ice, and Billy Sawyer has to make a save, leaves it for his defenseman, Hansen. Hansen flips around the boards. Barkley trying to come up with it. Instead, it comes to Cameron. Cameron slides it across to Bigelow. Bigelow feeding Morris. Morris takes it in the corner, left side of the goalie, in behind the net. He stays with it. Here's Jake with it. Going back to the point, Barkley. Barkley flips to Labarge. Labarge winds up the big drive, knocked down, and the save made by goaltender Billy Sawyer, as Labarge kind of lifted that one up just a little bit too much.
Yeah, you like to get them down because they're tough to follow down there, plus that's where you want to deflect them down there. That first unit, again, we don't want to come back kind of, but they've got that puck on a string. I don't think they've passed the puck on more than 2 occasions in a little over a period. Really looking sharp.
Faucher's line out there now. We've got McRoberts centering. Here's a shot deflected right in front, and the goaltender Sawyer again grabs a hold of it, makes the save, and holds on for the faceoff. So we've got Bushy's line out there, although McRoberts taking the faceoff. Lehew's the other wing in this line. Faucher out there with McCracken and Tommy Moore for the Massena Red Raiders. We've got Manning and Post at the points for Massena, Bateman, and Hansen for OFA. Off the face, McCracken, short side. Oh, he fired it wide. And the puck picked up there and bounced around the boards by Bushy out to center ice. Manning tries to flip it ahead for Tommy Moore. It's intercepted. Now Faucher trying to chase it down, but Bushy takes it across and flips it in the zone. In behind the Massena net, Cullen stops it, leaves it for Tommy Post. Post steps by a check, and he's going to lug it out to center ice. Feed to centerman. Centerman goes ahead, and it goes by in behind the net. That was Joey Faucher looking for McCracken. The puck whipped around the boards by Bushy. Now Faucher steps in front, can't control. Out to center ice, Tommy Post just dumps it in the zone. We got a delay offsides, but Massena gets onside. Picked up there by Derek Bateman, the defenseman. Flipping it around the boards, out to center ice. McCracken is there, takes a whack at it, goes back in the OFA zone, and back after it there for the Blue Devils is Mallet. Mallet flipping it out to center ice, and the Blue Devils come back. Here's McRoberts. He gets upended by Kellison as Massena in the middle of a line change. Puck goes deep in Massena territory. Todd Manning, and the ice is free as both teams making changes. Manning, long head man pass, goes to Davis. Dinner deflected. Here comes Whitcup steal. He breaks in. Whitcup trying to slide it through, but knocking it down on a great defensive play there is Mike Myers. Puck comes free in front again. Whitcup digging for it, can't control, and it's picked up and dumped back to the corner. Myers flipping it around the boards. Davis throws a hard check. We got a penalty. And I think, what are we going to have? A charging? Or hit from behind?
Hitting from behind, right.
All right.
And the Blue Devils go on the power play here with 12:49 left in the second period. Eddie Davis is drawing hitting from behind penalty. The Blue Devils almost returned the favor. A give-up goal. Todd Hansen, number 13, coughed the puck up on a clearing pass. He hit Bobby Whitcup, bounced off Bobby, and he picked up the loose puck and danced in behind Hansen, and just the last second had the puck roll off his stick. But it almost was a identical repeat of the first OFA goal. One thing we want to mention, we'll pick it up later, Jerry.
Faceoff will come just outside OFA territory. The Devils on the power play. LaJoie will be centering. Williams out there along with Bushy up front. And in the back, let's see who we have. We've got Mallet back there along with Bateman. To kill, here's Barkley flipping to Labarge. We've got Bigelow and Morris. And the puck flipped high in the air. Jake racing for it down the left wing side. He takes it in front, now circles behind. He gets upended, but the puck comes free. Bigelow back to Morris. Jake with it now, slides it to the point. Here's Labarge, the drive way wide. Whistles around the boards, and the Devils try to control it. Squirts free in front. And finally, it's picked up there by Mallet, and he flips it ahead to Bushy on the left wing. Under a minute in the power play. Bushy takes it across, going in on Labarge, centering it right across the goal mouth. Nobody there. Back to the point. The shot deflected, and it comes to Barkley, and he just flips it out to center ice. Picked up by Bateman, right back in the Massena zone. He got Tommy Caruso with it, and in behind the net is Jason Labarge. He finds the hole and dumps it down the ice, and Massena will make penalty-killing changes here as Fauché and McCracken step on the ice. Now here comes Bushy with an opportunity, but it gets by him, and Post picks it up in behind the net. Tommy Post with it, flipping it ahead for Fauché. Doesn't quite get it out. Kept in at the point by Hansen, who's out there now for the Blue Devils. Puck bounces. Fauché. He can't get it out again, Hansen. His drive deflected. Ooh, just wide, and I mean just. Bushy with it. In the corner now, left side. 10 seconds in the power play. Post gets a piece of it, knocks it in behind the net. Bushy picks it up, centers it, goes to McCracken. McCracken trying to get it out of there. Post follows and gets it out to center ice, almost a giveaway in the Massena zone. Here's Fauché. The penalty is up. He deflects it down the ice. Are we going to have an icing? No, we're going to have a penalty. An elbow call, and it's going to go against OFA's Todd Hansen as he got Joey Fauché with the elbow.
Exactly right. Good call by Mel Tamalti, and Todd Hansen did get the elbow in there. He's a big, tall, lanky youngster, and the referee took exception to that elbow, but the Raiders dodged a bullet. They were down a man, and they got caught in a line change, and a long clearing pass from his own end up here to the offensive blue line, and the only player close to Dougie Cullen was an Ogdensburg player, and he almost had himself a breakaway. They've got to watch that. Somebody's got to stay out there to make when they make that change. They can't make a wholesale change like that.
11:13 left, second period. On the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's still 2-2. Morris out there to take the face-off. It comes back to Labarge. Labarge goes to Post as Massena goes on the power play. Here's Post taking it just inside. Feeds Jake Morris with it. Morris at the 45. Back to Tommy Post. We have a whistle. What, a man in the crease, I believe. Yeah, Chris Cameron was in the crease that time, and he gets called on it. And the face-off will move outside Ogdensburg territory.
They don't keep a stat on it, but I know this would make Joe Carroll happy, and he probably had a hand in coaching some of these youngsters on face-offs. Massena's exceptional. Joey Fauché's got to be one of the best in the league, and Jake Morris is not far behind. They seem to win about 6 out of 8 draws, Jerry.
Off the face-off, Massena draws it back to Labarge, and he dumps it in the Ogdensburg end. Derek Bateman, the defenseman, after it, takes a whack at it, goes off a stick, way up into the wall, and we'll have another face-off. And I think where they're going to spot it, it's going to be right, it's going to be in the face-off circle to the left of goaltender Bill Sawyer.
The pace has somewhat subsided this period.
It had to, Dave.
It had to. There's no question.
Morris will face it off the draw. This time OFA controls, dumps it down the ice. One of the few face-offs that Massena didn't win. And it comes to Tommy Post in behind. He flips around the boards for Jason Labarge. About a minute left in the power play. Ahead to Morris. Morris circles. Here comes Jake. Long wing pass. Bigelow. Bigelow's headman intercepted. Dumped back to the Massena line. Bigelow again. Feeds Morris, and he dumps it. Puck whistles around behind the net. Cameron racing in the corner. Right side of the goalie. Cameron ridden into the boards. He's knocked down. The puck comes free. Back to the point. And it gets by Jason Labarge. And it races back into the Massena zone. Labarge gets there first. Here's Labarge with it in behind the net. Circling. Bangs it off the boards out to Cameron. Chris picks it up. Headman to Bigelow. Bigelow to Morris across the blue line. Morris takes it in the corner. Back to Bigelow at the 45. Bigelow now in the corner. Here's Jeffrey in behind the net looking back to the point for Jason Labarge. Labarge goes over on the other side post. Post flips to Morris. Morris trying to go back, but it's intercepted and dumped down the ice. And with 10 seconds left, the Devils may have killed this penalty off. And both teams are going to make changes here as Jason Labarge comes back after the puck. Here's Labarge, long headman pass to center ice, picked up by Whitcup. Whitcup looking for Davis. His pass intercepted by Mike Myers. Back out to center ice, and LaJoy just directs it into the Massena end. Dougie Cullen there to stop it behind the net. Tommy Post flips it around the boards, and it comes right back to LaJoy, but Whitcup is there. Here's Whitcup flipping it ahead to Eddie Davis. Davis trying to deflect it out to center ice. He does. Looks for Whitcup. He finds him. Whitcup goes ahead to Kellison. It goes off his stick right on Sawyer, and he's going to cover it up. The whistle blows quickly as Sawyer got it into the corner, but with Whitcup coming in on him, or is that Davis? I think the referee anticipated that one a little.
Yes, he did.
The whistle.
And Mel acknowledged the goaltender, said, son, I made a mistake on that one. It was a quick whistle. OFA's penalty killing, excellent job that time. which Coach Jim Howard said they do have a good penalty killing unit, and they proved it that time. They shut the Raiders right down.
Off the faceoff, back to the point. Manning winds up the shot, right on the save. Rebound bouncing in front. They jam at it. Where is it? It's underneath Sawyer, and he covers up for the faceoff.
They were looking, the Ogdensburg players were looking instead of knocking down those white shirts in front. When you're a defenseman or a forward, you don't want to be looking for that puck. What you want to do is when you see someone with an opposite colored shirt on parked in front of your goaltender, you take him out of the play. Don't worry about the puck.
Whitcup again will face off. Ogdensburg making a change is that Skelly line coming out. And now Massena will counter with the Fauché line.
That Skelly line has been productive. Have both of the goals, Jerry, and that young Chris Spicer, is a junior, number 9, has done a good job killing penalties for the Blue Devils.
Face off right side in OFA territory. Off the draw, back to the point. Barkley flips it in the corner again. Joey Fauché wins another one. In behind now. McCracken throws a check, comes away with a puck. Here's McCracken. Takes it free in the face-off circle. Quick shot high over the net. Puck goes in behind. Now a poke check by Axtell. Back to the point. Here's a shot from the point. Save made by Sawyer. McCracken just backhands it in behind the net for Mike Myers. Trying to flip it around the boards. Axtell does not get it out. Moore again keeps it in. Flips it to the side of the net. Myers looks to move it. Finally, it bounces to center ice. Aaron Barkley is there to flip it back in the zone to lay off sides, but Massena clears as the puck comes in behind. Picked up by Billy Fox, the OFA defenseman. Fox moving it along the boards for Axtell. He has to turn back and come in behind his own net. Axtell for the Blue Devils, moving it up on the 45, but not out. Fauché keeps it in. Flips it in the corner. It comes to Myers again. This time he's going to ice the puck as Massena's second line really dominating that little turn of play there, and the faceoff will move back in OFA territory.
One thing I know the coaching staff really pleased with, the Raiders are pinching down on that defenseman. Their defenseman pinches down, and the forward fills, and they're really in sync tonight. The forwards are filling when they should, and the defensemen on most occasions are pinching down when they should, and it's really causing OFA a lot of grief.
Face-off left side, Morris's line. He wins the draw. Back to Manning. Manning winds up. His shot knocked down. OFA's going to have a partial break here. Breaking down the ice is Lehue, but Manning gets back. Lehue gets a shot, though, and the save made by Cullen on the pad. It comes to Bushy. He just gets railed by Tommy Post. That's not easy to do. Bushy, a big boy. Here's a long rink-wide pass now. Cameron left wing side, trying to get by the defense, taken out of the play, and back is McRoberts. McRoberts flips to the blue line, but not out as the puck hits the top of the glass, and Cameron jams for it. Comes in behind the net. Mallet trying to flip it to the blue line. Kept in Manning. Quick wrist shot. Deflected in front. Bigelow. Backhander. Bouncing puck. Comes back to Morris at the 45. He circles in the corner. Being bothered. Gets it to Bigelow. Here comes Jeffrey with it. Gets the shot off. Knocked down in front. And it's picked up by the defenseman Bateman. Flips it back to the blue line. Manning shot again. Goes into the corner. Bigelow racing for it. Nice move by Bigelow. Centers it right in front. They jam at it. Goes in behind the net. Around the boards again. Tommy Post keeps it in. Flips it in the corner for Jeff Bigelow. Bigelow looking, has it poked away by the defenseman Bateman, and finally is picked up there by McRoberts. McRoberts loses it. In the corner, Cameron throws his weight around. Bigelow jamming, and the puck still free. Comes in front, Bigelow trying to feed Morris. It goes off his leg, bouncing around, still sitting in the slot. They jam at it. Bigelow races for it, can't get the handle. Back to Morris at the point. He can't find it. Now he does, and flips it to the open corner. This puck has been an OFA end for about 2 minutes. Back to the blue line, still in the zone. Here comes Jeff Bigelow. Bigelow looking to slide it through. Todd Manning in the corner. Whitcup circles right in front, and Eddie Davis couldn't come up with it, and the Blue Devils clear it to center ice. Tommy Post dumps it right back in the zone. The puck comes free to McRoberts, back out to center ice. And Tommy Post picks up the loose puck. Here comes Post across the blue line, flips it in the corner, bounces into the side of the net. Comes free behind for Bateman. Bateman moves it. That's going to go all the way down the ice, but I think it's going to be on Cullen, so icing is waved off. Cullen makes the stop and leaves it. Here comes Jason Labarge now. Labarge trying to flip it through, giveaway right in front, and Cullen's going to cover it up. Oh, there's a big check behind from Whitcup, and he and Williams go after each other, and Whitcup's going to get called for charging, I believe.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I did. Jerry, I don't think you will ever see a better shift, I don't care, high school, college, or professional hockey, than we just saw from that Jake Morris, Jeff Bigelow, Chris Cameron line out there. It was just awesome. And it wasn't that Ogdensburg had broken down. They were doing everything right, but just that Bigelow line, Morris and Cameron, were just awesome.
Whitcup will get the gate, hit from behind, and Williams retaliated, so he'll get a penalty as well. If he had kept his head, OFA would be going on the power play.
That's where discipline comes in, and that drives coaches to pull their hair out. No question, the Raiders had a penalty coming. Bobby Whitcup, after the whistle, kissed the OFA player from behind, and the official had the call. And then, as you mentioned, Williams retaliated. Boy, those things can really stick in your craw. That's a foolish penalty on OFA's part.
Off the face-off, Fauché wins that one. Fauché out there with McCracken. The puck whistles around the boards for Scotty. Scotty gets railed into the boards. They jam at it, and finally it's picked up free there by OFA as they control it. It's Spicer. Spicer trying to get through some traffic. He's taken out of the play by Labarge, I believe, and Labarge has the puck. Now Labarge and Spicer jam in the corner. Spicer steals it back. It comes free to McCracken. And finally, Scotty's going to start out. Here comes McCracken to center ice, steps by the defenseman. McCracken looking, he's getting ridden off the play, but stays with it somehow. Here's McCracken, has it poked away, back to the point, kept in, no, it was out to center ice, back in again, and the face-off will come. And McCracken really stayed with it, and the crowd calling for penalties, but they didn't get any.
Good effort by Scotty McCracken. He is leading by example. After I think Coach Moore had a nice talk with him after he took that misconduct in the first game and said, Scotty, we can't afford to lose a player of your caliber for 7.5 minutes. It really disrupts the flow. He is just led by example. And I know this line soon, when they break that scoring drought, they're going to come, Jerry.
5:35 left, and on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, we're tied at 2-2. Both goals for each team coming in the first period. Off the face-off, here comes Bushy. Bushy breaking in on Manning, and Manning rides him wide, takes him in behind the net, and the puck comes free, and Massena controls it. Here comes Bigelow on the pass from Morris. Jeffrey breaking in right side, gets by the defenseman, tries to slide it through. Morris picks it up, and it goes just wide in behind the net. And the puck picked up by Mike Myers. Myers moving it to center ice. Manning is there. Manning ahead to Morris off his stick into OFA territory. Todd Hansen is there. Hansen flips along the wing board out to center ice. Now Post throws a big check, and the puck comes free, and Post picks it up. And the Massena crowd makes some noise. Here comes Tommy Post in on the right wing side, draws a crowd, trying to stop in the corner, stays with it, goes back to Bigelow, who's at the point now. Bigelow shot deflected. Back to Manning at the other point. Manning winds up, takes a whack at it. Goes in the corner for Myers. Back to Manning now as he keeps it in. He winds up. Penalties are up. The shot, the save sitting in front. And Sawyer finally finds it and covers up with a glove. And we're down to 4:37 left in the second period. On the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's still 2-2.
We talked about the intensity level waning at the early part of this period, Jerry, and it's picked up full crescendo. It's right back, and the fans are into it. And the officials are into it. The players are into it. And speaking of the officials, it's a tough game to call, but this is the type of game the officials like to call. A real exciting game when both teams are playing at a fever pitch. They're right into it. They're up to their top of their game, too.
Whitcup will face it off for Massena. In the OFA zone, right side of goaltender Sawyer. And out for OFA, that's Skelly. Off the face-off, puck in the corner. Whitcup goes after it, can't catch up with it. Eddie Davis now to Whitcup. Whitcup trying to go back to the point, and did Barkley keep it in? No, he didn't. It's out to center ice. Puck dumped to the Massena line. Goes over Labarge's stick. He circles for it. Looks for his winger, Freddie Kellison. Kellison gets tied up but stays with it. Goes to Whitcup, doesn't get it out, though. Puck along the boards now, in the corner, in behind the net, bouncing. It's controlled by Scott McCarthy, who's out there for the first time. McCarthy and Manning, or I should say Barkley, go together, and the puck bounces up over the boards into the stands, and we'll have a face-off in the Massena end. 4:07 left. Period number 2 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. We're tied at 2.
I know the coaching staff's really pleased with this line of Bobby Whitcup, Freddie Kellison, and Eddie Davis. And Freddie Kellison is just in 3 or 4 games, Jerry's come a long way. He's starting to handle the puck much better now.
Face-off left side goes in behind the net. Cullen's going to leave it for Barkley, and Barkley starts out right side, looking for his wing. And we're going to have, a penalty. And I think Dougie Cullen is going to get the gate for hooking.
Yeah, he's going to call Tommy Caruso has called Dougie Cullen. The Ogdensburg player went across behind. Dougie reached back with his stick just to kind of impede him a little bit, and he did hook him because he lost his stick. And Tommy Caruso standing right there, going to whistle Dougie for a minute and a half, and one of the players that were on the ice is going to have to serve this one. Again, this goes in that category of you know what.
Yeah, not a smart penalty.
Yeah, Dougie was I'm sure if he had his druthers,
want to have that one back.
He would have that one back.
So OFA goes on the power play. We've got Fauché and McCracken out to kill, along with LaBarge and Barkley. OFA with LaJoy and Williams on the right side, Bushy on the left side. And at the points, it's going to be Myers out there along with Bateman. Off the faceoff, bounces over Myers' stick. Fauché racing for it. He picks up the loose puck, trying to get by the defenseman. He does. It goes in behind the net. Now he's taken out of the play by Myers, trying to stay with it. He can't come up with it. LaJoy does. LaJoy flipping it to Williams on the right wing, back to LaJoy. Here's LaJoy for OFA. Just inside the Massena blue line, stolen away. Right back out. Back in as OFA dumps it. Cullen stops, loses it, side of the net, gets it back again, goes to Barkley, who flips around the boards for McCracken. McCracken can't get it out. Here's the shot, the save, the rebound, another big save, and Cullen sticks it into the corner. Big play by Dougie Cullen. Back to pick it up, Bushy. Back to Myers at the point. His shot way wide. Puck bounces to the 45, McCracken. And he gets railed. And the puck comes free and stays in there. Here's Myers again. Myers shot. Big save by Cullen. Bouncing puck goes to Bushy and McCracken in behind the net. They jam for it there. And Bushy comes in to help out. McCracken just slowly moving it along. And the puck still moving in behind. Finally kicks free and LaBarge picks it up. Good job. Big good job there by McCracken. And Massena's going to be called for controlling with a high stick, but OFA touches, and that's waved off. Here's Myers. His pass intercepted. It gets by LaBarge, though. LaBarge in the corner. He and Bushy. He takes Bushy out of the play. Bushy stays with it, though. LaBarge now in behind the net. It's picked up free. Back to the blue line. Here's the chance for Bateman. Bateman's shot deflected right on. Big save by Cullen. The rebound sits side of the net. And finally it comes to Fauché. Massena is back to full strength. Long headman pass met for Kellison, but it's going to go all the way down the ice. And that'll be an icing call against Massena. Kellison came out of the penalty box, but he couldn't catch up with it. And that time, Dougie Cullen stood tall.
Great saves by Dougie. He's got to control that rebound a little better. Sometimes he's kicking it back a little hard, but one mistake, Scotty McCracken had an outstanding shift, but he had a chance to clear that puck. When you're down a man, you can't hesitate. He decided to go around the man instead of icing it, and he lost it inside the zone, and that's when all the sustained pressure. When you're down a man, you're out. Your first choice is get that thing down the ice.
Off the faceoff, it comes to Tommy Post, flipping it for Bigelow on the right wing. Jeffrey circles back in behind his own net, starts out left side now, flipping ahead, intercepted back to the point, but Morris is there. Flipping it along the blue line, and Tommy Post picks it up, bounce pass, Bigelow. Bigelow steps right by the defenseman, takes it in the zone, has it swept away. Post is there to dump it. Back in the corner, Massena has to get onside. They do, and the puck comes around the boards to the blue line. Morris can't keep it in. Right to Manning, he dumps it right back in the zone. Side of the net, stopped by Sawyer. 1:50 remaining in period number 2. On the Pete scoreboard, 2-2, centering pass right in front. Bouncing puck, where is it? It comes to Morris. He takes it back out again. High slot. Here's Jake with it. Can't control it. It's taken away from him, and back the other way comes Craig Lehue. Lehue down the ice into the Massena zone. Looking to center it. It comes free in front, but Morris is there to flip it in behind the net. Jake after it. Kicks it free. Tommy Post starts back. Long headman pass. Goes to Bigelow. Boy, I'll tell you. Here's Bigelow across the blue line. Now poke checked away. Posty's going to follow it up in the corner. Drop pass to Whitcup. Massena making a line change. Whitcup flips it in the post. He tries to go in the corner with it. Back to the point. And back out to center ice is Spicer. Loses it. Whitcup flips it in the zone again. In behind the net. Kellison fligging in there for it. But Mallet gets there first. Kellison, though, gets a piece of it. It kicks into the corner. Hansen flips it up into the crowd. And with 59 seconds left in the second period on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's 2-2. The faceoff will come inside OFA territory.
We haven't got a full house, but it's a good crowd, Jerry. But I'll tell you, this Massena Arena is rocking. The fans are really, really being entertained by an exciting hockey game here this evening.
Whitcup will face off left side in OFA territory against LaJoy. Whitcup out there with Kellison and Davis off the face, back to the point, LaBarge. He tries to get the shot off. He can't, but he gets it free. Here's a shot by Davis. Comes back to Manning at the point, or Barkley. Back to LaBarge. His drive. Big save. And holding on to it is Billy Sawyer. And Whitcup just got railed right through the crease. And the face-off again will come inside OFA territory with a good chance there. LaBarge got a good shot off.
Good movement by the Raiders. Back to Aaron Barkley in the point. Aaron slid a nice soft pass over to Jason LaBarge, who was wide open on that right side. And Jason railed one, but he got it up. You got to keep that shot low. Those are the shots that give the goaltender problems.
Off the face-off, the puck comes in the corner now. The Blue Devils, stolen by Davis. Davis, high slot, the shot, the rebound, sitting in front, big save. It comes to Whitcup, back to Barkley at the point. He winds up, his shot is blocked, and it kicks out to center ice, but Jason LaBarge is there to break it up. And Barkley really didn't have much of a shot, and he got it off, but it was blocked. Now the puck comes free to Kellison. Kellison dumps it in the zone. Davis races for it. 25 seconds left, throws a check. Puck kicks free. Myers gets a piece of it. Staying with it is Davis. Written into the boards. He gets hauled down. There's going to be a penalty. Massena will go on the power play, and the whistle sounds, and it's going to be an interference call against OFA's Myers, as he had a hold of Davis and was doing the dance with him, and Massena goes on the power play with 15 seconds left in the period.
No question, Mike Myers just clutched, I don't know if he's calling him interference or holding, Jerry, but he clutched him and just threw Eddie Davis to the side. Again, a foolish penalty. I know Coach Joe Howard has got to be really biting his tongue on that. No reason for that, just out of frustration. And again, good disciplined clubs do not do that. You just hurt yourself taking penalties like that. But again, a good unit, a good shift by that Bobby Whitcup, Freddie Kellison, Eddie Davis line. A couple of good scoring opportunities. Eddie Davis picked up a loose puck at the dot and drifted in from about 15 feet and blasted a shot. Billy Sawyer making a big save. 15 seconds left in the period.
Morris will face off against Skelly right side. Morris kicks it back to the point. Cameron feeding LaBarge, looking for Morris, high slot, Jake, quick wrist shot, save made, and holding on is Sawyer. We're down to 7 seconds, so Massena did exactly what they wanted to do, got a good shot off.
And again, the key was the face-off. Jake Morris just robbed his opposing centerman blind on the draw, got it back to the point, and that's where things all start from, winning that draw. Let's see how he does on this one.
Off the face-off, right back to the point again. LaBarge, a quick shot, goes way wide, and with 3 seconds left, that'll take care of the period right there as the Devils knock it out to center ice. And so after a wild and woolly first period, we saw a pretty wild second period, but no scoring. And after 2 periods of play on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's all tied up at 2. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Massena Super Duper in the
tending to it.
And Marvelous Mel affects the repair. Dougie Cullen will be defending the lobby end goal, the goal to our left from the press box vantage point. And Billy Sawyer will be defending the goal to our right, or the west end goal.
15 minutes to go. Maybe.
I wouldn't want to say anything about the outcome of this one, David.
No, but I know it's going to be exciting.
Craig LaJoie out there against Jake Morris off the draw. It comes back to the Massena blue line. Post controls it. Looking, the head man to Morris. Morris almost lost it in front, but he circles back the other way. Here comes Morris now, busting down the right side. Takes it in the zone. Looking for his winger now. Bigelow steps into the corner as Morris takes it in behind the net. Back to the point. Jason LaBarge back on the bounce pass to Morris. Right 45. Morris goes in behind. Here's Cameron circling. Back to the point to Tommy Post. Post looks for it. Bounces it right in the slot. And Cameron's shot is wide. And nobody seemed to know where that puck was. OFA controls it out to center ice. Bouncing to the Massena blue line, and Tommy Post is there. In behind his net. Post circles out right side. Here's Post feeding Bigelow. Bigelow kind of overskates. Now he comes back for it. Takes it in the zone. Jeffrey with a puck now in on the right side. Left side of the goalie. Bigelow goes back to Posty at the point. And Tommy lost it in his skates, and it bounces by him and out to center ice. Into the Massena zone, in fact. And Massena will circle back in their own end, and Jason LaBarge will pick up the loose puck. Here's LaBarge now. Headman pass, intercepted. He was looking for Bigelow, but LaJoie stepped in front and read it and flips it back into the Massena zone. They wave the icing off as Cullen stops it behind. Now leaves it for Post, and Tommy starts out. Headman pass to Bigelow. He lets it go through LaBarge. LaBarge lugging down the right side. Here's LaBarge. Fakes it into the 45, trying to pass it through the middle. Knocked down in front by Bigelow. Into the corner now, right side of the goalie. Bigelow trying to center it to Fauché. He gets knocked down. Comes back to Post. Post to LaBarge. He winds his shot right on the rebound. Bigelow, sharp angle, trying to center, hits the post. Bouncing puck, and finally it's controlled. And out down the ice it'll go off OFA. And they're going to call that one an icing. And, oh, boy, Jeff Bigelow was in deep, but he still managed to almost score a goal.
That one got in behind Billy Sawyer. He was probably 4 or 5 feet outside his crease, and somehow the puck got in behind him, and he didn't know where it was, and his teammates did, and they scrambled to clear it. But the Blue Devils dodged a bullet that time.
Face-off left side in OFA territory. 13-13 left in the third period. On the Corky's Collision scoreboard, we're tied at 2. Off the draw, bouncing puck. OFA controls it. Bushy, long headman pass into the zone. Back to Bushy, knocked down in front post, but he loses it. Comes free in front, bouncing around in the slot. They jam at it. Puck sits. Finally, it's controlled by Massena, but just to the blue line. Nick Roberts back to the point. Here's a shot. Knocked down into the corner. It goes off Manning's leg, and he chases it down. And now OFA with a good chance there. Now the bouncing puck back the other way. Bushy steals it. Takes it into the zone. He's going to slide it. Goes to the side of the net. Gets tied up in the mesh. And we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. And again, a little bit of sloppy play in the Massena end almost led to an OFA goal.
That was exciting for a second for the Raiders fans. And at last, the Blue Devils drifted one in, and it hit the dasher behind and took a weird bounce and came up and caught in the netting on the right-hand side. And Dougie Cullen didn't know where it was. It was tucked in the netting, and the play is going to come outside.
And one of the Massena players made a good play just to leave it there because the face-off does come outside as it went off an OFA stick tied up. Off the face-off, puck in the zone now. In behind the net. They try to center it. Intercepted by Whitcup. He starts it out. Headman to Davis. Davis breaking right down the middle. Looks for Kellison, and he dumps it in behind the net. Racing in for it there is Derek Bateman. Bateman and Whitcup go together. Puck kicks free into the circle. Davis gets a stick on it. Goes in behind the net. Bouncing around in the corner now. Davis throws a check, but picking up the loose puck there is Timmy Skelly. Skelly trying to hit his centerman, but it comes to the Massena line, and Barkley is there to flip it ahead. Kellison across the blue line. He's going to wind it, and his shot is way wide. Back to the point. Barkley keeps it in. Flip free. Here's Whitcup in the slot. Backhander. Fires it wide. Goes in behind the net. They jam at a Kellison. Short side attempt. Hits the side of the net. In behind again as Whitcup throws his weight around. The puck kicks free, and finally it's picked up there and fed around the boards by Joe McRoberts. LaBarge flips it into the corner. Davis, sharp angle shot, goes into the corner. Now Kellison after it. Kellison trying to control back to the point. LaBarge keeps it in momentarily, but it slides out. Whitcup goes to Barkley. Barkley off the boards. It's poked away from him, comes right back to Barkley. Here's Barkley breaking in the zone now, trying to stick handle it through, but it's intercepted and flipped back to the blue line and out to center ice. Here's a chance for Chris Spicer. Spicer just knocks it inside the Massena line, comes right back out. Here's Bigelow, 1-on-3, steps by one. Here's Bigelow across the blue line, looking for somebody to pass to, steps by another check. The shot, way wide from the point, goes to post. He pinches in. His wide-angle shot, Sawyer makes the save and holds on for the face-off as Chris Cameron right on his doorstep.
Jeff Bigelow has that uncanny ability to avoid a check. Somehow, I don't know how he sees these checkers coming out of the corner of his eye. The guy's got him lined up, ready to drill him, and he just takes a little sidestep, and the forechecker goes right into the board. He's a tough customer.
Corky's Collision scoreboard says 2-2 with 10:58 remaining in the third period. Face-off left side OFA zone off the draw. Puck bouncing around, and OFA wins that one. Todd Hansen flips it around the boards. It's one of the first. Trying to keep it in is Manning, and he can't. Jake has to come back for it. Has it poked away. Here's a 2-on-1 break for OFA. The big drive, and Cullen makes the save, the rebound. Another big save by Dougie Cullen on the stick of Chris Spicer. And Massena's Jake Morris steps by the defense, trying to clear it out of the zone ahead to Bigelow. Bigelow breaks down the right wing side, steps to the middle, trying to slide it. Cameron turns around, the shot, save made, and the rebound, and they jam at it in front of the net. And Bigelow just got killed. And there's pushing and shoving going on, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see a couple of matching minors here.
Yes, I wouldn't doubt it. Jeff got railed, but he also he went in and drilled the OFA goaltender in his follow-through, so we'll probably get matching minors here. They'll wave. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's going to.
This is in the aftermath here.
He's got it's coming outside. The
Manning is going to go off. Is that it? I guess that's it. No. Okay, I take that back.
26 coming on the other side. That Scott Williams will also get a minute and a half.
Okay.
They'll even it up here, and the faceoff's coming outside. But exciting in-for-in rushes each way. A good save by Dougie Cullen down to our left, and then right back on the other side, Billy Sawyer making a big save.
So it'll be 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. So Fauché out there with McCracken now, LaBarge and Barkley. Off the face-off, Bushy for OFA. Here's McCracken dumping it in behind the net. Racing for it there is Hansen. Hansen flips. Labarge keeps it in. Trying to go into the corner. Intercepted. Back out to center ice. They got a breaker. It's Bushy. Bushy breaking in left side. Breaks in front. Big save by Cullen. McCracken sticks it into the corner. And the net's off its moorings. And we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. But Dougie Cullen coming up strong on a breakaway by Bushy.
Boy, does that really pick up the squad. Again, the Raiders dodging a bullet. They allowed big number 23 to get in behind. And the long clearing pass found him one-on-one with Dougie Cullen. And breaking in on that left side, Brian Bushy, all 6'1" of them. And Dougie Cullen made him make the first move. Dougie stayed up. And Bushy tried a little deke, and Dougie was equal to the task.
Face-off left side, off the face-off. Aaron Barkley with it in behind the net. Headman pass, goes by everybody, and it's going to be an icing call on Massena. Fauché tried to get his stick on it and couldn't. And we'll move it back.
Those matching minors at the 4:30 mark to Todd Manning and Scott Williams are both hitting after the whistle. As we said, we figured the official would match him up on that one. Usually that's what happens in a melee like that.
Corky's Collision scoreboard still says 2-2. Both goals for both teams in the first period. No scoring in the second. Thus far in the third, there have been some close calls, but no scoring. Face-off Massena zone. Fauché against Bushy. Off the draw. It comes to Labarge. He steps in behind his own net. Now he's going to come out right side. And looking for the breaker, it's McCracken right on his stick. He's going to have a partial breakaway. McCracken breaks it front. Score! Scotty McCracken gives Massena the lead 3-2 on the assist from Jason Labarge. And a big goal for Massena right there.
That's a play that they work on, Jerry. They work on it in practice. They lull the defense to sleep. They didn't. Augsburg did not forecheck Jason Labarge. Gave him time to look up. Scotty McCracken snuck out of the zone, in behind the defense. Jason Labarge hit him with a perfect pass. Scotty skated right down the middle of the ice. He kind of slowed down at the end. I thought the OFA back checker was going to catch him, but he didn't make any mistake. Billy Sawyer made the first move. Sawyer went down, and Scotty tucked it upstairs high in the twine, and the Raiders lead 3-2. But that's a play that they practice and work on, and when the situation presents itself, they take advantage of it. Beautiful play.
So Massena takes the lead here, 3-2. Early in the, not too early in the third period at the 5:08 mark.
We also have a penalty on that, Jerry. There's a penalty on that play, a slashing penalty to number 11. Derek Bateman will also go in for a minute and a half.
And that's got to be after the goal was scored.
Yes, that was after the goal. Again, there's that frustration, that discipline factor coming in, Jerry.
And now Jimmy Howard calling Tommy Caruso across. Or no, that's Mel Tomelty. That's his first goal of the year, but it's a big one.
That is that line's first goal of the year. Not only his, but that line hasn't picked up a goal yet. In fact, I'm checking out, they've been blanked on the score sheet, but it's not that they haven't played well. The puck just hasn't gone their way. But that was a beautiful goal, and Jason Labarge, he triggered the play. But again, that wasn't a fluke. It's something they work on in practice. When the situation presents itself, they both had to read it. Jason had to read what to do, and Scotty was able to sneak in behind the OFA defense that went to sleep, and he hit him with a perfect pass right up the middle of the ice.
So on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Massena leads at 3-2 with 9:52 left, and they're going to go on the power play here, a penalty after the goal, and it's going to be a 4-on-3 power play for the next 52 seconds. And, of course, we've got Morris out there, and Jay can dangle. We'll see what happens.
Yes, the more open ice he has, the more dangerous he becomes.
Tommy Post with a puck now, flips ahead to Jason Labarge. Labarge is going to take it across on the right side. He stops at his point position, moves it over to Post. He's got lots of open ice, but he elects to go to Labarge. Back to Post. They pass it around, takes the shot, goes back to Labarge. Right point. He's going to wind it, and he scores! Deflected in by, I believe, Chris Cameron.
There's no question. Yes, Jerry. Chris Cameron parked right in front. He was partially tied up by the OFA defenseman, but the two Raider defensemen moved the puck. Tommy Post and Jason Labarge had that one Augsburg player in the triangle, and they played tic-tac-toe with him. They got him overloaded to one side. Tommy slid it back over to Jason LaBarge, who took a couple of strides, and he unleashed a shot. And again, it wasn't that low shot. It was a rising shot. But Chris Cameron, parked in front, had that OFA defenseman draped all over him, hit him off the, I'm going to say the hip, by the left hip, and in behind, redirected by Billy Sawyer. And there we go, Jerry, on that discipline again after that last goal. Big mistake by the Blue Devils, and the Raiders capitalize on it.
So Massena takes a 4-2 lead here, and 2 quick goals by the Massena Red Raiders. And now the face-off. We're back to 4-on-4. In behind the net now, Tommy Post in his own end starts out, feeds LaBarge. LaBarge goes back to Post. Post starts back to the side of the net. Here's Tommy Post with a puck. He's going to leave it for Jason LaBarge, and LaBarge starts it out finally. Here comes LaBarge down the left wing side, draws some traffic, just dumps it, and Sawyer has to steer it into the corner. And Bigelow breaks in after it, but that's not Myers. That's Hansen gets there first, flips over to Myers. Myers just bounces it to center ice. Tommy Post is there, trying to go to an open wing, but he gets tied up. And finally, Hansen just flips it. And that's going to, well, they didn't call icing. They could have. And the puck comes in behind the net. Now the players are back to full strength, and it's back to the point. Here's a shot. Bigelow knocks it down. Another shot bounces into the corner, in behind the net. Now Barkley throws a check, and the puck poked free by Tommy Post. Good job by Post. Barkley did a good job as well. And Post lugs it to center ice. Bounce pass goes to Bigelow, and he backhands it in the zone. And he wants off as Massena's going to make a line change. But Cameron busts in after it. Back to the point, intercepted, but poked away by Whitcup. Goes to Cameron. Cameron back to Whitcup, right in front. Nice save. The rebound, Kellison. Another nice save by Sawyer. And Sawyer just saved a couple of big goals. Could have been a goal for Massena that would have probably put the game away.
Great job by Billy Sawyer. He made 2 great saves, one off of Bobby Whitcup and one off of Freddie Kellison. And Bobby Whitcup doing yeoman's work, forechecking the OFA defenseman, taking it away, stepping out in front and getting off a good shot, but Billy Sawyer was equal to the task. They credited that goal to Jason LaBarge, Jerry, but you and I, there's no question that went off Chris Cameron, and I'm sure they'll change that. If not during the game, later on, they'll change it.
OFA wants to call a timeout here. That's probably a good move.
Yeah,
by,
I think it is. A very good move by Coach Jim Howard. They're running around. They're not, what are we looking at? A little less than 7 minutes left to go. Plenty of time to get back in this game. And a good move by Coach Howard to calm his team down, get him back on sync. But getting back to that goal, from our angle, we could see that it went off Chris Cameron on that last goal. They have credited to Jason LaBarge, and Jason and Tommy Post should pick up assists on that, but we'll see if they change it during the course of the game or after the game. But Raiders up by 2.
They may have decided it went off a defenseman. I don't think it did, but you never know. It doesn't matter. It's a goal. No matter what, right. Whoever gets Whitcup's line will be out there for the Massena Red Raiders, and he'll face it off against the LaJoy line. Face off right side in OFA territory. Off the face-off, puck sits in the circle, and OFA breaks it out 3-on-2. Here comes LaJoy breaking into the zone. Here's the big drive. It goes way wide. Whips around the boards. Freddie Kellison after it there. Here's Kellison busting down the right sideline. Flips it ahead for Whitcup. Whitcup looks. He's got Davis. He shoots instead. Big save by Sawyer, and we have a whistle. And Sawyer almost got burned that time because he was looking for the pass across the slot. He had to come back to make that save.
Yes, exactly right, Jerry. He read pass, and Bobby Whitcup possibly read him too. And he looked across, and then he flicked a wrist shot, and Sawyer was going to his right, and the puck went to his left. Only a good athlete could make that save.
Off the faceoff, puck in the corner. Kellison after it. Freddie flips it in behind for Whitcup. Here's Bobby with it, side of net right in front, and it goes all the way back to the point as Eddie Davis fanned on the shot. This third line is playing a super game here. Here's Kellison. Kellison ahead to Davis, poked away, but Kellison follows. Kicks it in the zone, comes in behind the net for Mallet. Mallet can't get it out of the zone. Whitcup steals in the corner. Here's Bobby with it, centering pass, knocked down. Davis can't get the shot off. It's right on, though, as it went off a skate, I believe. And we're going to have a face-off as the whistle blew. The puck ended up in the net, but well after the whistle blew. And we're about halfway through the third period. Massena continues to lead on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, 4-2.
And you mentioned the Bobby Whitcup having a good game. They have, and they've had a good game, Jerry. In my opinion, every game out this year, the first 4 games, All three of these units have been really operating on 8 cylinders.
Off the faceoff, puck around the boards. Bushy pokes it out to center ice. Following up is McRoberts into the Massena zone, trying to flip it through. We got a penalty, and Tommy Moore is going to get the gate for holding as he was trying to stop Craig Lehue from breaking in on the right side. And so now the Massena penalty killers will be put to the test here.
Yes, they will. And Tommy Moore, he had him checked, do a great job coming back. Weak side wing, and he worked his heart off to come back to pick up the loose wing. This is what you were instructed. And he had him legally tied up, and then down the last 5-6 strides, he put the clutch on him, and that's when the official made the call. But excellent effort by Tommy Moore, except he didn't finish it off correctly.
Faceoff will be in the Massena zone left side, and it's going to be Joey Fauché taking the draw. Off the faceoff, the shot goes into the corner. I think it was just deflected. Now in, around the boards, back to the point. Here's the drive, goes up off a leg, up into the wall. I think McCracken got a stick on that, or a foot or something.
Those two, I tell you, the dynamic duo, 7-11. If you like to play dice, there's a good combination, because I just love to watch those two. Not big in stature, but big in heart. And pound for pound, that Joey Fauché is one of the best hockey players in this league.
Off the faceoff, Bushy with it. He just dumps it in behind the Massena net. It comes into the corner to Fauché. Fauché looks, finds the hole, down the ice it goes. And again, Joey Fauché and Scotty McCracken is super on the penalty killing. McCracken now waits as the puck picked up by the Blue Devils, Mike Myers. Myers, long headman pass for Scotty McRoberts. He goes for Bushy on the left wing. He's going to shoot it from the blue line. Cullen makes the save, and the rebound picked up. That's Brian Levac out there for the first time tonight. He gets it back again, looks to handle it up, and it goes off a body into the boards. And we have not seen Brian Levac yet this season, but he's out there right now.
What a plus this is going to be for this Raider club. Jason Labarge giving a little tap right there, saying, good job, partner, good job. And this is what the coaching staff plan to do when, to give him maybe a short shift here and there when in a penalty situation. And Coach Dan Moore is still leaving him out there.
Jake Morris comes out now with Jeff Bigelow. Off the face-off, Morris wins the draw and flips it into the OFA end, looks for it. He jams for it along with the defenseman Bateman. Morris stays with it in the corner, and they still jam for it. The puck looks like it's frozen, but Morris somehow comes up with it. He gets railed, and we have a face-off, and they're going to move it where? Outside or all the way down? Outside.
All the way down, but I disagree with Mel on that call. Jake Morris.
No, they just moved it outside the zone.
Oh, just outside, okay, yeah. Because Jake was knocked down onto the puck. Okay, Mel, I apologize.
He made the right call.
He made the right call. I thought he was moving it all the way back in the Raider zone.
Off the face-off, Morris wins it again, slides it into the zone. Bushy picking it up now in his own end. About 25 seconds left in the power play. Here comes Big Bushy across the blue line. Into the Massena zone, has it poked away by Bigelow. Bigelow trying to clear it, he can't. It goes in the corner to Bushy again. Levac takes him out of the play. They jam for it. Levac fights for it, stays with it. Nice job by Brian Levac. He comes up with a puck, lifts it to the blue line, not out. Bouncing into the corner, Levac again whacks at it. This time it gets to center ice, and Myers comes up with it there. Slides it to the Massena blue line, and is poke checked away. And, oh, boy, I'll tell you what, Bigelow got railed from behind as the puck goes down the ice. And we have a whistle. Is that going to be an icing call? Yeah, the penalty was up, so icing the call will move the faceoff back into the Massena zone. Yeah, Bigelow just got hammered from behind.
He got hammered, and Jerry, you mentioned Brian Levac. What a smart move. Just the way he was instructed, the puck went in the corner, and he disregarded the puck. He tied up the man just the way that you're supposed to do. What an asset to this hockey club.
Boy, when he gets back, off the faceoff, Tommy Moore with it, takes a whack at it, goes into the corner. And after it, there's Todd Manning. Comes to Tommy Post. He flips it around the boards. And to the blue line, Manning chasing it into the zone, stays with it. Manning throws the check. The puck comes free to Tommy Moore, steps into the circle, right across the goal mouth. And McCracken was there, couldn't get a stick on it. Again, it's just a little bit too high in the air to get a stick. Puck in behind now. They jam for it there. Tommy Moore kicks it free. Fauché right in front. McCracken, the shot, rebound, 2 big saves. They jam at it. And I'll tell you what, Billy Sawyer made a big save on McCracken right there. 2
big saves on Scotty McCracken. Billy Sawyer really coming up, standing tall there. Number 18, Todd Manning, all NAC, all Northern New York football player, and he's an outstanding young athlete. And Nice burst of speed, and he's gaining confidence as the season goes along. He carried that puck out of his own end, showed me a nice burst of speed and a nice move down here at the offensive blue line, and created some problems. That's what kept the puck in the zone, and Scotty McCracken almost finished it off.
Face-off left side, Whitcup's line right back out there from Massena. Whitcup wins the draw, goes back to the point, Tommy Post. He just dumps it in the corner. Eddie Davis after it there. He catches it. Davis backhands it for Freddie Kellison. Kellison gets ridden into the boards, but Whitcup is there to pick it up. Whitcup with it, looks, steps by a check, steps by another one, slides it in the slot. They jam for it right for Kellison, score! Kellison on the backhander, and hard work by this third line. What a goal that was.
That's the name, Jerry. That's Freddie Kellison got the goal, but Bobby Whitcup and Eddie Davis with persistent forechecking. They just harassed and harassed the OFA defensemen, first in one corner, then the other. And they eventually coughed it up, and they coughed it up right in front. And Freddie Kellison on a little mini spinorama backhander and slid it right, I think it went in the 5-hole, right between Billy Sawyer's legs. And with 4:46, that puts the Raiders up by 3. That might be the icing on the cake.
So the Red Raiders pick up their 5th goal. And here comes Kellison right back in the zone. He's tied up into the boards by Myers. He stays with it, though, and flips it in behind. I'll tell you what, like you said, every game. Here's Manning. Manning shot deflected right on. Big save by Sawyer. Puck sits in the slot. Score! Eddie Davis! And it's Massena 6-2, and the floodgates have opened.
Oh, boy, again, hard work pays off, and it paid off again. Tenacious, that's that same unit. They just forechecked and forechecked and forechecked out there, and it just paid off. Bobby Whitcup had a good opportunity. Sawyer made the save. It came out to Eddie Davis, and Eddie's had some tough luck because he's got a cannonading shot. But he didn't make any mistake on that one. He ripped that one upstairs, and the back of the twine just bulged, and that puts the Raiders up by 4.
6-2 the score for Massena on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. And I'll tell you what, the third line is going to step off, but let's hear a big roar for them because, boy, they had a nice shift. 2 goals.
Oh, excellent. They've had every shift out. Look at that animation on that bench over there. Oh, I'll tell you.
Off the faceoff, puck back in the Massena zone. Here's Aaron Barkley with it circling. A head man right on the stick. Here comes Morris across the blue line, right in front. Oh, just wide by Cameron. Morris picks up the rebound. Back to Labarge. At the point, his drive deflected right. Score! That was, I don't know, Jeff Bigelow, Jake Morris, Cameron, somebody was in front.
Well, yeah, it was either Chris Cameron or Jeff Bigelow. I'm going to say Jeff Bigelow, but I could be wrong. They were both right there, but the key was forechecking back to the point. Beautiful low shot from the point. A lovely low shot from Jason Labarge on this right side, and both Chris Cameron and Jeff Bigelow parked in front. There was one OFA defender, 2 Raiders, and Billy Sawyer didn't have a chance. It just redirected it by him. Didn't have a chance.
And now it's 7-2. And our statistician, Joey White, is busy all of a sudden.
He's running out of ink.
Oh, they gave it to Cameron.
We're looking at 3 goals in about 40-some seconds, Jerry.
Off the face-off, Labarge with it, loses it at the blue line, says, where is it? It comes free in front, back to the point. Here's a drive, knocked down, deflected side of the net. We got a penalty, and that's going to go on Barkley as he knocked down the OFA player. That was Joe McRoberts from behind.
I didn't see that one, Jerry. I was doing a little computing over here. 3 goals in 38 seconds. I don't know. Again, we don't keep stats. I don't know if the Raiders statisticians do, but 3 goals in 38 seconds. That's got to be close to some type of a record. And that last one coming from Chris Cameron, an assist going to Jason Labarge. On the one before that, Eddie Davis went unassisted, but I'll tell you, Bobby Whitcup should have picked up an assist on that one. And Freddie Gellison was started the trio off at the 10-14 mark with Eddie Davis and Bobby Whitcup picking up assists on that.
Okay, Massena killing a penalty here. We got the 7-11 combination out there again. Fauché along with McCracken. It's dumped down the ice by Post, and Sawyer sticks it into the corner. And he had an excellent game, but he's just had some bad luck. Here's McCracken, top of the circle, is going to pass it to the point. And here's Brian Levac. He steps by a check, whacks at it, and it comes free out front. Tommy Post, he takes a whack at it, goes back in OFA territory. On the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Massena leading 7-2. Here's, McCracken almost had a chance, but down the other way is Spicer into the zone. trying to slide it through. Post gets a stick on it, knocks it away, tomahawks it out to center ice. Picked up there by Billy Fox. Fox feeding it to Roger Mallett, who dumps it back in the Massena zone, and we're going to have an offsides called against the Blue Devils. And with 3:12 left in the hockey game, 47 seconds left in the penalty to Aaron Barkley. Massena in command, 7-2. But I'll tell you what, it was 2-2 going into this period. And, people are going to look in the paper, Dave, and see 7-2 and say, Massena blew them out. That's not the case. Not until the third period.
Exactly right. Exactly. This was a very close hockey game. The Blue Devils played extremely well.
Off the face-off. Big Todd Manning with it. Stick handles it. Goes to Jason Labarge. He kind of retreats back into his own end. Look. Feeds to Manning. Manning dumps it out to center ice. It comes free. Here's Cameron. He's got Morris, 2-on-3. Cameron trying to feed it through to Morris. Just gets by him. Bounces back to Cameron. To Morris. Dipsy doodling around. Here's Jake with a puck. He's got a string on that puck. Finally, it's knocked off his stick by Bateman. And breaking out of there is Craig LaJoy. LaJoy and Morris jam together. LaJoy finally slides it in the zone with 10 seconds left in the power play. Massena on top on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, 7-2. Here's Manning. There's going to be a penalty on LaJoy as he broke his stick across Manning's skates. And Todd stays with it. He's got the puck. Head man to Morris. And Massena gets the goalie off the ice, so we've got an extra man out there. And Jake says, well, let's play around. Feeds it ahead for Chris Cameron. Ahead to Labarge, back to Cameron. Finally, OFA controls. And Massena will go on the power play for the next minute and a half, leading 7-2.
I'd give him more than a minute and a half for that one, Jerry. That was just a two-handed slash, but I'm sure they'll only punch up a minute and a half. But a little bit of frustration coming into play here. Scott McWilliams, 26, said, well, he had Chris Cameron lined up down in the defensive end. He ran into him and expected to put the young rookie on his back. Of course, Scotty looked up. He was the one that went down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Cameron's a solid young man, and you're not going to knock him down too easily.
I think Mr. McWilliams found that out.
Jake out there, along with his line mates, Bigelow and Cameron, Post and Labarge, to start this power play. Out to take the face-off. We've got, let's see here, who is going to, Matt McDonald out there. No, wait a minute, they change up, and Scotty McRoberts comes out, take the face-off. All right, we finally have somebody getting in the penalty box. Off the draw, it comes to Morris, and Jake controls at the red line. I'd like to know how many face-offs, offsides to call, how many face-offs Massena's won in this game. But I would say 75%.
Oh, at least.
Easily.
Easy. Yes, exactly right. Going to see, possibly we'll see that young sophomore line out here of the Raiders in the last 2 minutes.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised after this power play is up.
Yep.
That we'll see the Jason Chilton, Trevor Brown, Mike Hewlett line off the face. Jason Labarge flips it to Post. Post circles. Ahead it goes. Here's Bigelow. Has it bounced away but stays with it and flips it in behind the net. Cameron is there. Cameron feeds over to Morris along the dasher boards. Jake picks up the puck back to Post at the point. Whistle? What'd they call? Man in the crease, perhaps? Yeah, I think that's it.
This emotional hockey game with these two fine teams getting together, I want to compliment the two officials down there tonight's game, Jerry. They've been in control all the way. Of course, we expect that. These are veteran officials.
Off the face-off, Jason Labarge picks up the puck, has it bounce by him, gets it back again over to Tommy Post. We're at center ice. Post steps around to check, steps around another one, moves it ahead for Bigelow. Now a big log jam and the puck dumped down the ice by the Blue Devils. And Cullen is going to stop it there. Jason Labarge back to pick for Massena. Starts out right side of Dougie Cullen. Long, left wide, rink wide pass to Tommy Post. Flips it ahead for Cameron. Cameron drops it for Bigelow, breaking in left side. Oh, he gets by the defenseman. We got a three right in front. Cameron shot, save. And Cameron kind of got a bouncing puck and couldn't get good wood on it. And as a result, the weak shot goes right into Sawyer, but he stayed with it and made a good save.
Oh, boy, Jeff Bigelow had Mike Myers going east and west, and the end result that Jeff went east and Mike Myers went west, and that's the wrong way to go when you're a defenseman. I'm sure Billy Sawyer is going to say, come on, fellas, a little better support than that. You got to look him in the belly button. Don't play that puck.
Now we've got the Chilton line out from Massena. Chilton, a quick shot. Oh, he just missed. Just wide, right off the faceoff. Back to the point. Barkley, they have room. He winds the drive. Big save and a big rebound, but it's picked up by OFA and they move it out. down the ice. And we're down about 20 seconds left in the power play. Here's Cullen way out of his net. And, big save by Barkley as Cullen got cleared in behind the net. And Barkley makes the save on the shot. And we're going to have penalties. And I don't know, Dougie Cullen came out to play the puck, and he got caught in traffic outside. The puck came back to OFA, and Barkley stood in and made a big save as we're going to have matching minors to Levac for Massena and Scotty McCarthy for OFA.
Yeah, Scotty, I think that was his first shift out there, and he did run into Dougie Cullen. I don't think it was intentional, but he gave him a shot, and referee Mel Tumulty made the call, and
first Levac.
Brian came to his aid. This is what you should do to your, just like down in Plattsburgh the other day at the end of the game when there was that vicious stick check, and little things mean a lot. Who's the guy out there trying to get after Eric Reed? Joey Fauché. And again, the team realizes this. This is what pulls them together and makes them play together and think together.
Stick up for one another, help out, and that's what you have to do. It's got to be a team effort.
Again, those little things, that's what helped to cement, the discipline and the togetherness, and down the road, those things will pay dividends.
And let's see here. Chilton's going to stay out there to take the face-off. It'll be a 4-on-3 power play, I believe, or they're going to bump them.
Mel told both benches each get another player out there to 5-on-4.
So they just bumped them.
Yep.
I don't know how they decide. Off the face-off, Cullen makes the big save on the backhander. Back to the point, right in front. Another shot is wide. And a puck comes to Chilton behind his own net. Under a minute to play here. On the Corky scoreboard, Massena ahead, 7-2. Whoops, headman pass comes to Hewlett, and he dumps it in the zone. In behind the net, around the boards, Trevor Brown racing for it. Chilton in there to throw a check. They both go down, and the puck is picked up by Temi Skelly. Skelly stick handles, dumps it in the Massena zone. In behind the net it goes, and it's touched there. We have a whistle. What do we have, an offside? Apparently, offside's a call against OFA. And the penalty is up. We're back to 5-on-5 with 29 seconds remaining in the hockey game. And we'll have to just play out the string here.
Play out the string. Again, as you said, Jerry, somebody picking up the newspaper tomorrow morning that says 7-2 said, well, that was a walkover. It certainly wasn't. It was nip and tuck all the way right down here to the...
Oh, we got a penalty on Massena in that melee as Trevor Brown gets the gate for tripping. So he'll go off for tripping, and Massena will be killing a penalty for the remainder of the hockey game unless OFA scores.
And Trevor's going to make the stat sheet tomorrow. Minute and a half for tripping.
Off the face, puck in behind the net now as OFA trying to get something going here, but the puck comes to Whitcup. Bobby's going to start it ahead to Eddie Davis. Davis loses it off his stick. The puck dumped back in the zone. OFA is going to be called for offsides as they made no attempt to clear the zone. And with 18 seconds left, the faceoff will move outside to Massena, or I should say to center ice. This is one of the longest hockey games we've seen this year.
Yes, it has. Well, the last 2 minutes, there's been a lot of several penalties and, offsides.
Of course, Randy Burlingame back at the station is real happy about that. And offsides.
RB's voice didn't sound too good, Jerry.
No. Well, you saw him at school today, I'm sure, and he's been talking in whispers.
Yeah, and, it's one thing for, you can break an arm if you're in radio or television, but if you lose your voice...
That's for sure. Off the face-off, puck bouncing around. Whitcup stays with it and controls it. Looks to dump the OFA zone, 7 seconds left. OFA breaking out all the way down the ice. They're going to wave the icing off, and that'll take care of the hockey game right there. As the Massena Red Raiders, by virtue of 5 goals in the third period, 3 of them within seconds, have defeated the OFA Blue Devils on a score of 7-2, and a real good effort for the Massena Red Raiders, and I think they overcame some adversity, especially after losing the lead. They scored first and led it 1-0, but then a couple of defensive giveaways gave OFA the lead and a lot of momentum. But Big Mo changed the other way, especially in the third period.
Well, I don't know how the fans and the parents and the coaching staff feel, but I know I'm exhausted, Jerry. Up here, this was it was an exciting game. Both teams. It wasn't a 7-2 hockey game. Both teams, from the opening whistle, really went at each other and skated very hard. Each team using 3 full units out there, entertaining first period up and down, even Steven, 2 goals apiece, territorial play even. Second period, Massena possibly had a slight edge in territorial play, outshot the Blue Devils 12-8 in that period, but again, no score in the second period, so that's all that counted. Went into the third period at a deuce apiece, and nip and tuck the first 5 minutes, and then bingo at the 5:08 mark. Scotty McCracken, first goal of the year, first goal for that unit, the Joey Fauché unit. They've been playing exceptionally well, but they finally got off the snide, and Scotty got with an assist from Jason Labarge, and then that at the 5:31 mark, what's 23 seconds later, Jason Labarge, and we questioned this one. Maybe they'll change it in the locker room. We could be wrong, but from our vantage point up here, we thought that it went in off Chris Cameron, but it was a power play goal. And then at the 10:14 mark to the 10:52, 27 seconds, the Raiders banged in 3 goals. We'll talk about them in the post-game show to put it away, but it was closer than a 7-2 hockey game.
So that's it. The Massena Red Raiders go to 3-1. 3-1 overall, and 2-1 in the Northern Athletic Conference with a 7-2 victory over the OFA Blue Devils.